What's up, everyone? This is Joe Rowan, and I am your lead fantasy analyst for Just Baseball. Today, I'm coming at you with some ADP value plays from picks 150 to 100. And pay attention because there are some huge injury discounts that you could take advantage of. Now, let's get started with our first player, and that's Bo Bichette at number 142. Now, Bo led the MLB in hits in both 2021 and 2022. We often forget about that. I don't know what the guy was doing last year, but something was off. And this season, I fully expect him to get back to his old self. A lot of times when trade rumors come up and distractions go on off the field, you can lose yourself. I think Bo's going to get back to himself this season and hopefully perform for the Toronto Blue Jays because they need it and they need it badly. Now, pre-2024, the guy never had an OPS below 800. It's a very good sign for a guy who's has a contact-heavy approach because it also tells you he's got some power in there. So for me, I would definitely be taking Bo Bichette over a guy like Anthony Volpe, who's being taken earlier in drafts. And it's something that we could look back on next season and say, man, we were really foolish for, taking Volpe instead of Bichette. I'm not going to make that mistake. I'm going to go with Bichette. Now let's talk about Spencer Strider at number 134. The Atlanta Ace will be out for the first month of the season. We know that. But they do expect him to be back come May. And even though the depth and innings may not be there, he's got the stuff to be the overall SP1. And I know that we all want a lot of quantity and quality with our starting pitcher rotations, but you're going to be getting quality when he does make his return. It may not be quantity, but you're going to be getting quality. There's a huge discount on him right now. He'll never go as late as 134 again, in my opinion. And he's got a great offense to back him up. Acuna will be back. You got Matt Olson, Ozzie Albies, Marcell Ozuna. They're going to put up some runs for him, and I believe he'll be able to get a good amount of victories. And would you really rather have Carlos Rodon with shaky underlying metrics for a full season or 4 or 5 months of Strider? I'd go Strider all day long. Now, let's talk about Mike Trout, who's going one spot before Strider at 133. Now, ask yourself this. If Trout was guaranteed to play 140 games, would you make that investment? Of course you would. Say he played all 162. We know he won't, but say he did. He's one of the greatest of all time. The numbers would be extremely high. He's one of the best out there. And I actually have a feeling that Ron Washington will start sending him on the base paths again because the Angels need to figure out a way to compete. And last season when he was healthy and when he was playing all of April, he stole 6 bags. That's a 30 steal pace for the entire season. I believe he can get back to playing 140 games. And even if it's not every day, I think he'll be in there most days. And we need to forget about the injury bug with him. He needs to move forward. We need to move forward, invest in Trout. Now for Brian Wu at number 131. Here's one of the more mind-blowing stats from the 2024 season for you all. Brian Wu walked just 13 batters in 121 and 2/3 innings. Think about that. It's amazing. You'd think he'd make a couple mistakes, out over the plate if he's not walking guys at all. But no. I mean, he keeps the ball in the ballpark for the most part. Elite control and an expected ERA even lower than his 2.89 ERA in 2024, all while pitching most of his games inside T-Mobile Park. Sign me up for that. I'm all in on Wu this year. Just like Trout, forget the injuries, forget the past injuries with them. Finally, let's talk about the powerful and mighty Jake Burger. Some people call him Cheeseburger. I know Ozzie Guillen does. Jake Burger is one mistake that the White Sox and the Marlins let get away. Let me just say, he's on a cheap contract. He's controlled through 2029. He's got massive power. Texas is getting a good one with Mr. Burger. His counting stats will get even better in this formidable Texas lineup. And I'd say that Berger has the potential to go 35 to 40 homers. I'm not saying he will, I'm not saying he won't, but I believe in him, and I think he can get there. He also has first base eligibility on top of his third base eligibility, and that's big because first base is not very deep this year. So if you want immediate home runs, go with Mr. Berger. Now, I would encourage all of you to follow along and subscribe to the Just Fantasy Baseball channel. I'd love to have you because I'll be here all draft season long, giving you some tips and tricks to help you win your leagues.